And then two sort of table stakes services that we have are family allowances, which allow parents to dial in how much time a kid can spend on voice or text or with data. And it allows the child to monitor their own use of it so that they begin to dial in the right amount of minutes for whatever the plan is that the parents have. And then finally, WebGuard, which we believe is just absolute table stakes for any carrier in order to keep content applicable and appropriate for the child's age. So, in summary, which is, I don't think I have a slide after this, but we're just very focused on allowing parents and families the freedom that goes along with all this fantastic technology, but also to get rid of those friction points so that they feel more peace of mind with all of this technology that we have out there today.
Thanks, Julie. Okay, and Andrew Buckband is with Moby Technologies. They make a product that I don't know where this was when my son was a baby. They've been a leader in the manufacturing of audio-video monitors in the juvenile industry. Now they're state-of-the-art monitors let parents roam free through the house with the ability to monitor up to 4 rooms. And I saw this yesterday, and Andrew, tell everyone about it.
Sure, thank you. Well, since 2003, Moby has been one of the leaders of audio-video monitors. They're normally known as baby monitors, but nowadays you can't call them baby monitors because you're monitoring more than babies. Our new system, which is the DXR, is expandable to 4 cameras. And at any given time, you can see all 4 cameras on your monitor. Some of the other systems out there, you have to actually scan through and you only get to see one. The great thing about our system is you can actually access the system anywhere in the world through the internet. You're actually creating a web address through any smartphone. So at any given time you're here, you want to see what's going on in the house, you can access this. It has a wonderful feature of recording directly to the monitor itself. Depending on the size of SD card that you use, it can record up to 32 hours. Other great features, it's 2-way. And this is where we go out of the baby industry. You do have some parents that are actually caring for their elderly parents. You can actually hear what the camera is seeing, but now you can actually talk back. So it's now a 2-way communication, which definitely helps out there. Night vision is up to 30 feet, so you can see in total darkness, which is definitely a great feature. 3.5-inch screen, up to 450 feet in distance. One of our other great features, well, going back to mobile moms, what we have here is the headphoning. And about a year ago, my wife and our 5-year-old is out in a jogging stroller, and they're jogging up, and my wife's got her little iPad going with her headphones on, and my kid is screaming because she got stung by a bee. So I see them coming up the street, my child is screaming, and my wife's rocking out, coming up the sidewalk. So what we have here is this is called the Headphonies. Headphonies is an external MP3 speaker, has a built-in lithium-ion battery. You charge it off a USB for an hour. It lasts for 6 hours. And at 3 inches, the sound is incredible. But you just hang it off the side of the stroller, run up the street, and you can hear a kid screaming over it. There were samples given out. If you stop by our booth, we're downstairs in 3406. What we're doing is every hour we're doing a couple of raffles, and we're raffling them off. Drop off your card. We'll be happy to send you out a sample. There are actually 13 designs, including the Hello Kitty. So, stop by 3406. And there's some literature in the back as well. Thanks.
Great, thank you. I can't believe we squeezed everything in, and we actually have time for a few questions if anybody has any questions.
You want to come on up? We have a mic here for questions.
Anybody?
Oh, I have one question.
Okay, I have a question. Oh, yay!
For Mr. Sway. What if you are traveling, like we are here? Can you get offers for the place that you're in? Is it
Yes.
GPS located?
Yes,
Yeah.
so you opt in to allow the phone to, give you location-based services, and that's exactly how it works. Great question, thank you. I thought I was Chick Cook, and now I'm Mr. Swag. Thank you. Thank you for the name check.
Mr. Sway.
For the act about driving, what if your child is a passenger in the car?
So Drive Smart Plus automatically detects speed if the child is driving in the car. Usually the mom will know whether the child is passenger or not, but if not, if they don't, they will get the message that says the child is now, using their phone while they're in the bus or a passenger of the car. That's a quick check-in with the kid. Again, it's all about communication between parent and child. But yes, that's basically communication between parent and child, and you can override it. And that is when if a child does override it, and the parent doesn't think that it's time for them to be at the bus or a passenger in a car, you can check in with the child.
Hi, thanks. Just a question is also for Tori. In your WebGuard or maybe some of the other apps, have you addressed content via text messaging that may be going back and
Sexting,
forth,
bullying,
sexting, cyberbullying, etc.?
That is one of the applications that we are looking at launching. And yes, that is absolutely the next area that needs to be tackled.
That's great.
Anybody else? I just have a question about the whole connectivity in kids, and I guess this is for the people who are mobile here. How kids feel, do you get any feedback, any sense of how kids feel about this whole tracking thing and parents constantly knowing? My son is older now, so he didn't go through this, and I frankly did wish I knew where he was all the time. But how do they feel about this?
Well, okay, I'll answer that first. So with all of this freedom, you really need to have communication, dialogue with your child. And if a child is going to, earlier and earlier, we're giving children smartphones. So, my child now, she's 8. Okay, I work for a carrier, but she has a smartphone and she has a lot of friends who do have smartphones. At that age, it's a privilege. If they want to use the phone, if they want this freedom, they must be able to be safe and let their moms have some peace of mind. So it really is a trade-off and a privilege in my mind.
Yeah, and Andrew, I'll just jump in too. So with NEAR, we specifically kind of made it less about tracking. In fact, I don't even like to use the word tracking. It's more about sharing your location, and we don't want it to be seen as restrictive because we've had a lot of experience at Qualcomm. The minute you try to impose some kind of restriction on your kid, they'll rebel. They'll find a way around it. So you have to learn to live within that and make it both something that they feel like is okay to be shared and gives them their privacy. So intentionally for NEAR, it's more about adult-to-adult sharing, less about parent and child. But the parent and child thing, it needs to work in a manner that your kid is not just going to revolt, because that's what's happened in the past.
And it's about rewarding responsible behavior.
Yeah, well, at my son's age, you say, if you don't answer the phone when I call, I'm not paying the bill anymore. That works too. Lisa, did you have anything to add to that?
My kids are a little bit too young to give that kind of feedback, which is probably good. But I certainly am thinking about things like that. When I think about family safety and putting restrictions on them, I guess the way I look at it is that it is my role as a parent to make sure that they know how to act responsible, so I need to teach them how to do that, but I also need to protect them. That's my job. And there are certain restrictions that they need to also get used to having, on the PC. I'm not going to let them go to every website that they want to go to. They will have to ask permission sometimes.
Okay. Anyone? Or we're good? All right, thank you very much, guys.